$40,800. Think about that number for a second. 40,800. Pretty big, isn't it? Perhaps you can attribute it to something. Perhaps it's a number that's special to you. If not, well, then it's about to be. 40,800 years ago, an unknown artist, somebody, drafted this dot on a wall in a cave in present-day El Castillo, Spain. This artist, whose name we unfortunately lost tens of thousands of years ago, had no idea they'd be creating the first clue, the first evidence of humanity and of our very existence. After all, who would imagine that a simple dot on a cave wall somewhere in Spain would change the course of humanity forever? Language and communication is an art that we humans have mastered over the past tens of thousands of years, and this dot is a symbol of how it all started. I've always had a passion for languages. While most people my age tend to worry about homework or actually important things, I've lost sleep over whether I should start learning basic German grammar or improve my Mandarin Chinese. But lately, I've noticed that a lot of students tend to have a complete lack of will to learn any new languages, which is a factor I believe is caused by a phenomenon known as demotivation. Learning a new language has many advantages over the disadvantages for learning them. For instance, in middle school, when I was learning Spanish 3, all 3 years, it was a breeze to me, because essentially, there was no time that I had to consider making an A in the class, but rather, it was more the journey for me. Now, like I said, learning a new language has many advantages over the disadvantages. Now, how could this all play out? For instance, a research study put forth by Catherine Bamford and Donald Mizoka in 1989 proved that second graders who were taught in a Spanish immersion classroom often expressed much more positive views of Mexican American culture than did a group of students who were placed in a non-bilingual classroom. Also, just to put a bit of icing on the cake, if you will, essentially, job opportunities are much more rich for multilingual people. For instance, many major tech companies in this modern day and age tend to try to hire potential applicants who are fluent in multiple languages in order to help ease communication with foreign investors and customers. Essentially, learning a new language helps improve your own mental state and your open-mindedness to a new culture. Now, sounds good, right? But doesn't learning a new language take like decades? Not necessarily. Here's a map showing worldwide distribution of language families all across the world. Notice that most of the map is covered in blue. That's the extent of the Indo-European languages, which include English, Spanish, Romanian, Finnish, and even Hindi. Now, if you trace the Indo-European languages all the way back tens of thousands of years ago, you'll find that all these languages, every single one of them, all of them, come from a single language that was once spoken in Eastern Europe, known as Indo-European. This basically means that if you know English, then you already have a huge advantage, a huge head start on other languages such as German and Italian, which are both extremely influential and important languages. But what if I don't want to learn an Indo-European language? Perhaps you want to learn Arabic, or maybe even Korean. In that case, the internet is so far and vast in knowledge that one has the ability nowadays to learn the language completely online, which I've been doing in Mandarin Chinese for about 2 years now with a private tutor living on an island called Hainan. Essentially, learning a new language helps provide a new perspective to our own vision of the world. And it also helps us increase opportunities to new friends, new careers, a broader cultural perspective, and even function as our brain, a way for our own brains to grow. One of the best feelings in the world is walking down a street and listening to someone talking, and then realize that they were speaking in a language, a foreign language, that you understood. After all, 40,800 years is an extremely long amount of time. Never miss the opportunity to make your own mark on the cave. Thank you.